Hey Sasha, could you speak at a conference next week instead of me? You'd be perfect for it. I'd really appreciate your help, man. Yeah, sure, man. Happy to help. Just send me the details. Sounds familiar, right? But every no brings you closer to the right yes. In tech sales, but in any other work as well, saying no is about setting the boundaries, but also about maximizing your own success. To be honest, I struggle with this myself, but I've recognized that I have the problem and I've been getting better at tackling it. And in this video, I'm going to teach you how to say no professionally, when to do it, and why is it important to have this soft skill. Let's talk about why saying no matters. Number one is saying no protects the time and the energy for your own high impact activities. We only have 8 hours a day and we need to be very careful how we use that time. Number two, no helps to establish clear professional boundaries with our coworkers and our customers. We are not there to do other people's job. Saying no professionally will let those people know that. Number three, no prevents overcommitting to work and maintains quality. If you take on too much work, you will not be able to deliver all of that according to the expected quality standards. And in my case, this leads to exhaustion, frustration. Frankly, we want to avoid that. Now let's talk about when to say no. Number one is when your current workload is at capacity. How do you know that? Well, if your calendar is, say, 80% full, or you catch yourself thinking, I'll never get these things done on time, that's a pretty good indication you're there. Number two, you lack the necessary skills or resources. For me, as a tech person in sales, I almost always feel that I don't have the necessary skills to do something. Does that sound familiar? I think it's called imposter syndrome. Of course, that's not always true, but you also have to be honest and realistic. If a task that you were asked to do is something that would take up a significant amount of time where you need to upskill, then it's probably a very clear no. Number three, the customer's demands are not realistic. Now, obviously, this is very prone to interpretation. What is unrealistic? If you talk to the sales rep, for them, probably no customer request is unrealistic, unless they're asking for a big discount, right? But anything in the tech domain that you've been asked to do, you kind of need to be very honest with you. What I usually do from my experience, I would go to a coworker and ask them to help me assess the situation. Hopefully they don't say no to this. But in general, if you have a healthy relationship to the customer, it's not that hard to explain to them why something is not realistic. I'll tell you how to handle this exactly. Number four, the request would compromise on quality standards. You may not feel good about it, like you cannot really stand behind it. I myself sometimes cannot sign off of things, and for me this is a clear no. This is a clear moment when I think to myself, no, I don't want to be doing this. But granted, there's some wiggle room here, so you might start discussing with a person, whoever is asking you to do something, and that's a dangerous terrain. You might be committing yourself to do this task without clearly, saying yes. As soon as you start discussing it, well, maybe we should do it this way, you're already committed to do it. So don't go into discussions if you feel that's going to compromise the quality that you usually deliver. Just say no. How to say no professionally without feeling guilty? Ooh, feeling guilty for saying no. I think that's probably number one reason why we don't say no, right? We don't want to feel guilty that we didn't accommodate someone asking us for a favor. If you say no to a coworker, will they be there for you when you need their help? If you say no to a customer, will this endanger our relationship with the customer? Will they buy again or extend that contract? If you say no to your manager, will they maybe not consider you for promotion or pay raise next time? This is guilt talking. You gotta get rid of it. There's nothing wrong in saying no professionally. There's no reason to feel guilty for not being able to take the task for all these reasons that we talked about. So get the guilt out of the equation. That's the first order of business. This is my weak spot. This cripples me. And that's probably why I didn't used to say no as much as I do today. It's a learning curve. With the guilt out of the equation, it's actually just a very simple formula. It has 3 parts. Express gratitude, clearly decline, make sure you say the word no, make sure it's understood that you don't want to take this on. And number 3 is offer explanation, a brief and professional explanation. Hey Sasha, could you speak at a conference next week instead of me? You'd be perfect for it. I'd really appreciate your help, man. Oh, wow. Well, thanks for thinking of me for speaking at that conference. Currently, I'm fully dedicated to this customer project I'm working on, and I need to maintain my focus there to deliver quality results on time. So I can't help you. We're not apologizing. We're clearly saying we cannot help them. We're expressing gratitude. That's enough. There's no hard feelings. No one will get hurt. Say it and don't feel guilty about it. Hey Sasha, we're starting an initiative in our organization that I think you'll be perfect to lead. Could you jump with me on a call tomorrow so we can sync on this? Oh, thanks for considering me for this opportunity. Given my current priorities on the 2 customer projects I'm working on, I feel I wouldn't be able to give this initiative the attention it deserves. How about we revisit this next quarter? Hey Sasha, great talking to you again. We really appreciate your skills and we kind of have a really big ask from you. Could you help us bring this project to production? We kind of need hands-on people like yourself. Wow, thanks for your confidence in my ability to help you with this. While I cannot accommodate this specific request, here's what we can do to address this. I can get you in touch with either a partner or our professional services consultants, and I'm sure they would be able to jump on that project and help you bring it over the finish line. How does that sound? Can we set up a follow-up call on this? How does this sound to you? Would you change anything? Let me know in the comments below. I want to point out that you don't apologize when saying no. You haven't done anything wrong. You just don't have the time or the skills to help a coworker or customer with. You also don't have to go very deep and explain yourself why. Saying that you're busy is something that everyone understands. So don't say I'm sorry. Just say no and offer a brief explanation. And here's some advanced strategies that help me say no professionally and not feel guilty. First thing is power pause. It just means that you don't need to respond immediately. Use a sentence like, okay, let me check my calendar and I'll get back to you. This buys you time to make a thoughtful decision. Do you have time, skills, do you want to do it? Another thing is, and that's very helpful, is to have an alternative offer. You've said no, you cannot help, but like in the case of talking to the customer, you offer them an alternative, which is a partner or professional services. Or if a colleague asks you to speak at a conference for them, maybe you can suggest another colleague who you know maybe has the time or wants to do that, and I think that's appreciated. It's not a must, but it's a nice gesture that definitely helps you feel less guilty. The last thing I need to be clear about is make a really decisive stand. When you say no, stay behind it. Don't reopen negotiations. You've said no, no guilt, no remorse. Your no is as valuable as your yes. You're not less valuable for saying no. Your no gives you more time, more bandwidth for your own priorities. Start practicing this, start saying no within reason, obviously, and professionally, and you'll observe that your career gradually starts to change. Don't say no to liking this video. If you find it useful, please click on that like button. You might want to watch my video on how to recognize toxic company culture and what you personally can do about it. Stay healthy and stay tuned.